I've known Booney mostly from playing against him. We were both in the National League Central for years. He was with Cincinnati, and I was with Houston. But we've kind of got a similar friend group where we know a lot of the same people. And of course, we've been across the diamond from each other in a staff position as well. Um, he did come to a Christmas party that I had one time years ago, him and his wife. Um, so I do know him. I wouldn't say that Booney and I have stayed in regular touch, but we've always been friends across the field. Well, I did do the bench coach job in Oakland with Mark Kotze. Um, so I have done that before, and this past summer I didn't do anything. I got a little bit bored, to be honest with you. I enjoy the game, I enjoy the strategy, I enjoy the people, and there's no grander stage in New York City. I started with the Yankees when they drafted me out of high school. I had never been back since the expansion draft in '93. And they're always looking to win a World Series. I've never won a World Series, so that tied in with the fact that I do know Booney to some degree. It just seemed like a great fit and a great opportunity. Both Cash and Booney reached out to me. I guess it was a few weeks ago now, but they both reached out. Cash had texted me, kind of gauging my interest, and then Booney called me to talk one on one about it a little bit more in depth. And that was prior to any interview process. So that's where it began.
There's been a lot of talk around here about balancing analytical data with more traditional baseball teaching. I guess it's a big question, but where do you come down on that? And do you see yourself as a communicator in that area?
Uh, I'd say I think both are very important. I think they're important to putting together a team. They're important to making decisions in a team. Um, data can, truth is, a lot of the data is extremely valuable, but so is experience. I put a lot of stock in decision making that is based on data. This goes back to me being a catcher. I used to do the scouting reports in Houston for almost a decade, and it was based on data. And then I would put it into play in the game, and I found that the data was probably right 85%. But you have to use your eyes as well. It's not a vacuum out there. You have to use your eyes, and you have to use your experience. So I put a lot of emphasis on data, but it is not the entire answer to winning baseball games. I don't know where it's going to take me. I didn't. When I was managing, I didn't imagine being a bench coach. There was a little bit of interest in front office roles, but most of the time, when I look at myself in uniform, just because that's what I've always been. I've been a player, I've been a manager, I've been a coach. Um, right now, I'm the bench coach for the Yankees, so that's all I'm concerned with. It's funny. I don't really judge the manager across the way unless they do something that I don't understand. That's when I'll go. I might look at my bench coach and say, "Why do you think he's doing that?" And nothing ever stood out with Aaron. He never made a move where you went, "Well, that didn't make sense," or "Why is he doing that?" It's kind of that if he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary, you don't really notice him. Kind of like an umpire. Like if an umpire calls a great game behind the plate, you don't really notice him. So Aaron never did anything that made me kind of wrinkle my brow, so to speak. So and that's how I would judge other managers if they made me wrinkle my brow.